This is Karen Saltero, and I'm with A Distinctive Style magazine, and I'm here with Helene Saltero, who is my grandmother, and I want to talk to you today about what it's like to be 94 and fabulous.
I didn't know I was fabulous.
Well, I think you are, and I think a lot of people will too. You obviously live a very active life to stay so fit and looking so wonderful and so energetic at 94. Tell us a little bit about what your week is like, what you do on a daily basis.
Well, I have a set program that I use as a basis, and then from there we deviate.
Okay. So what's in your set program?
It's on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We have bowling from 1 to 3.
Okay, what kind of bowling?
Wii bowling.
Wii bowling. Okay, so you do it on with the remotes and the.
And we don't have to any weight to do.
Okay.
All we have to do is get the ball straight down the line. That isn't hard for some people.
Okay. And what else? What other kind of activities do you do?
And I take exercise classes on Tuesday and Wednesday and Friday.
Okay.
Can't even remember. I usually have my hair fixed on Wednesday morning, about 8:30 in the morning, so I can look nice. And I make my breakfast every morning, and I make my lunch.
And you have some card games in there too, right?
Oh, we have lots of card games. We have Texas Hold'em every Monday and Friday. That's conducted by our man Dustin downstairs.
Okay.
And we have exercise classes that he also conducts, and you'll hear about him. And then we have, a walking club every Friday morning.
Where do you go for that?
We go to the mall in the winter, and now that it's coming spring, we'll go to the park.
Okay.
So that's pretty nice. We walk anywhere from 3/4 of an hour to an hour.
Wow.
And we don't have any set time, any pace. We just have to walk.
Gotcha.
And we try not to sit down.
Okay.
Now, some people sit down. So Dustin will take the people that are slower, and the ones that can walk by themselves will go again.
Okay. And what about Zumba class? Tell me about Zumba class.
Wednesday afternoon, we have our Zumba class.
Yeah, and what is Zumba, and what do you guys do in that class?
And the Zumba class is called Zumba Gold.
Okay.
Because the Zumba is very, very fast, and most of us are not up to it. So they make it Zumba Gold.
Okay.
Which is half exercise and half dancing.
Okay.
So when we all begin, we start in a chair. And we do exercises in the chair. And when we're able, we begin to stand up and do the exercises.
Okay.
So I've been doing them now for over a year.
Oh, wow. All right. Cool.
Except when I broke my knee.
Oh, well, yeah, you can't really Zumba with a broken knee.
Yeah, I did it in the chair.
Oh, okay. So you did not quit Zumbaing when you had a broken knee. You just Zumbaed sitting down.
Right.
Gotcha. Well, let's talk about that. Like, what else, as far as like a beauty routine and stuff, do you have? I know you mentioned your hair. Do you have,
I just wash my face with soap and water.
Yeah, but do you have any products that you like? Certain.
Yeah, Clinique.
Clinique, okay. What do you use from them?
Powder.
Okay.
And blush.
Powder and blush.
That's all.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay. So powder, blush, and lipstick?
I have lipstick, but I have another lipstick that I use.
Oh, what do you like?
Well, it's called Mood.
Oh, mood lipstick. Okay. All right. Is that kind of like a mood ring?
Yeah, you put on it every color that you use comes out the same.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, what do you think that your secret is to staying so young at heart? I know you do all this exercise and it's fun.
Exercise, keep active, keep interested in things,
Okay.
keep reading, keep up with the world, what's going on.
Yeah.
So I don't read the paper every day.
Uh-huh.
I read a weekly magazine, 2 weekly magazines, and 1 monthly
Okay.
right now.
So staying current on everything and
Yeah.
staying interested. That's
Staying interested.
That's a good thing. So like what do you do? What are the things that you're interested in that you
I like to play poker.
Okay. Do you ever put any money down?
No. we only play with chips.
Oh, okay.
And we were issued 50 chips at the beginning of the game.
Ah,
And when we lose,
that's it.
we lose, and we feel so badly. You would think that was real money.
Yeah.
Everybody gets upset. And then I play Joker,
Okay.
which is a marble game.
Okay.
And then we play 42.
Okay.
People in Texas know what that is.
Uh-huh.
It's a domino game.
All right.
And Scrabble. So, and any other thing that anybody brings up.
Okay. So a lot of games and a lot of good times.
Yeah.
That's the answer?
And any activity, not everyone, but a lot of the activities that they offer here.
Mm-hmm.
They offer visits to museums,
Oh.
to the gardens, to small trips out of town
Mm-hmm.
for 1 day.
Okay.
So that's nice.
That's true. You've gone, like, where have they taken you? Where have you gone on day trips?
Just like,
Can you go to the casinos?
we did go to the casino.
Okay.
They used to go. They don't go anymore.
No.
Well, they haven't been. They haven't been. When I first came here, they went a couple of times.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit because we're talking about all the different activities that you have here, which is amazing. You know, I think that in a lot of other cultures, and you've lived all over the world and, you know, been here for quite some time, and I'm sure you've seen a lot of this, that in a lot of other cultures, a lot of other countries, the elder generation is really respected and taken care of and pray, you know, it's a very high thing to be an elder in a community, but here in the U.S. we don't take the same point of view, and so many people often kind of just drop their grandparents and their parents off at homes and kind of forget about them, or, you know, and especially in situations where they can't afford to take care of, you know, to live in a place like this and sort of thing. What do you think about that? Do you think it's a big problem that?
Yeah, I think it's a big problem. I think there are a lot of people that are not as lucky as I am.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a good family, and they don't have money that they save because they maybe had too large a family to take care of,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe they just were not trained enough. It's maybe someone lazy, who knows? You don't know what the reason is,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't question them.
Yeah.
You just know that there's a need.
Right.
Then they have to be inspired,
Mm-hmm.
because there are a lot of people here who do nothing but sit.
Yeah.
And I tend to go around and say, why don't you come on down and we'll go do this or do that?
Yeah, what's it like being one of the lucky ones, being able to live in a community like this where they really
You
have a lot to do here, a lot of opportunities?
Well, you just keep laughing. And you say, oh, they'll say, I don't know how to do it. I said, come on down and I'll show you. And I did. I started a couple of people playing things that they didn't play before.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's what you do.
Yeah. Sounds good. So you've been an inspiration to some of
Well,
the...
I try.
Okay. When you were a little younger and than the young age that you're at now. And you thought about being older and being at this age. What did you think that being 94 would be like?
Well, I didn't think about 94 in
Okay.
particular.
Okay.
I thought 10 years ahead, every year from the time I was about 30.
Okay.
What am I going to do next year? And then I would think of some project that I'd like to get into.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow or other, something else always came in the way. And I got sidetracked.
Okay.
So I never expected to be using a computer. I never expected to be dancing at the age I started to dance. I just never expected those things. They just happened. But when they happen, you take advantage of them.
Okay. So so you didn't think about it, you didn't know what it would be like. So how is it? What's it like for you to be 94? What's that experience?
I think I'm one of the few people lucky enough to live in a place like this,
Mm-hmm.
to have a wonderful family, to have so much support from friends that I can't say how lucky I am. That's what I feel.
That's good.
And I want to keep on.
You want to keep on enjoying it. Well, tell me a little bit about where you come from. Talk about when and where you were born, and kind of what growing up was like for you.
I was born in New York City,
Mm-hmm.
in the Bronx, at home, and
What was the year?
1917. Long time
Quite a
ago.
life.
And then we moved to Staten Island, which is a borough of New York City. The forgotten borough, I think, because it's way out in the boonies. And we didn't have a lot of things that they had in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
So if we wanted to go to a movie, we had to get on the train and go 4 stations to get to the movie house.
Mm-hmm.
And we walked to school. We didn't have a bus. So, and there wasn't any limit to how long it was, but it was like about a mile to the school.
Mm-hmm.
And then we used to play our own games. We lived in a number of different places, and we would meet children in the area, and we would make up games because we didn't have things.
Mm-hmm.
So
What did your parents do? What was your...
my father was a salesman,
Okay.
and he was gone about 6 weeks at a time. He was a traveling salesman, and he was selling watches
Okay.
to the wholesale, to the jewelers. And my mother was a stay-home lady, took care of us, and I have to keep my tongue.
Okay, go ahead.
Excuse me. Okay, then the best place we lived was in Oliver Street.
Okay.
In there, we had a group of children in around a horseshoe, and we all did in the vacation, summer vacation,
Mm-hmm.
we would have a circus. We would have Coney Island. We would use stones for
Uh-huh.
money, and we would take bicycles and attach wagons to them so we could have a ride.
Oh, okay.
Take somebody for a ride.
That's great.
And all things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we had, my father had a roulette wheel,
Okay.
so we brought that out.
And when did you meet my grandfather?
In
1941? 1940.
Yeah.
Tell me.
No, really, it was in 1941.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about that. How did you guys meet?
Well, I was driving home from a visit in Massachusetts
Mm-hmm.
to New York,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw this young man in uniform sitting on the curb. I had just gotten my car 1 week and my license.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was driving. And I pulled over to the side. Now this is before they had automatic shift.
Okay.
So one of the things you used to hope was that you didn't have to stop for a red light, so you didn't have to shift.
Okay.
When you
Right.
get started. And so the light was green, and I just went through. And here he is sitting on the curb on the other side of the light. And I thought something was wrong with him.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped. And I said, "Are you okay, soldier?" He said, "Yeah, I'm looking for a ride." "Where are you going?" "Going down to the city, New York City." We were in Connecticut. And I said, "Well, I'm only going part way down. I'll give you a ride part way." So that's how we met.
And then when did you get married?
9 months later.
Okay.
But we didn't see each other because he was stationed in Massachusetts
Mm-hmm.
and I was living in New York.
Okay.
So we corresponded, but it was not the time when you picked up the phone.
Right.
So you wrote letters,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how it started.
Oh, that's great. That's the world has obviously become a very different place than the one that you grew up in.
Oh, absolutely.
What is it like? Because you've seen almost a century of this world as it's changed. What have you noticed? What are the biggest differences? What has it been like to?
Well, of course, in the home,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of difference. We didn't have to use coal anymore,
Mm-hmm.
or wood, which we had to do. We even used coal in an apartment house.
Really?
Yeah. And the first apartment house we had a wooden coal stove to
Mhm.
cook on, and we had a coal stove, a potbelly stove to heat the apartment,
Okay.
and a tin shower.
That sounds like fun.
Well, you had to keep the rust out.
Yeah.
So that's about what it was like. But
Uh-huh. So you've been through all these different changes and going from mail to telephone to email to,
oh my goodness, yes.
and you just kept right on up with it all the way up until now.
I tried.
That's great. Grandpa passed away a couple of years ago, and you had been married for 68 years at the time. I think that it's pretty common when that happens for the surviving spouse to often pass away soon after, to kind of give up, on life. How do you think you've been able to do it differently? You've really thrived and had a,
Well, because I had planned to do so much in this 10-year period,
mm-hmm.
and then he interrupted it. But so I had to keep on to finish it.
Okay. So, what would you say to other people that are in that situation? A man or a woman who's in your age bracket and has lost somebody and is having trouble, going on and.
You can't think of yourself. Does he want you to be unhappy? Or does he want you to be happy? Albert would want me to be happy. He would want me to go on. He wouldn't want me to sit there and mourn. Because he didn't believe in it himself.
Okay. What's tough about being 94?
Oh, you start falling apart.
Yeah.
You can't go as fast. things take longer to do. You don't have the strength to open a jar or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to get all kinds of equipment so that you can do it.
Okay.
And you have to have a wonderful family standing behind you and saying, you can do it.
Well, then tell me on the other side what's great about it. What's great about being 94?
Freedom.
Really? Tell me about that.
Well, you don't have to be responsible for children. You don't have to be responsible for keeping the house up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you live in a place like this, you can just enjoy.
So that's the point, right? That this is your time to enjoy.
This is my time to enjoy.
Okay. And what would you say to people that would say that you know, after a certain age you're too old to do these things? You can't, you know, you started tap dancing at, how old were you?
77.
Okay, so you took up tap dancing at 77. What would you say to people that would say, oh, I'm too old for that, or you're too old for that, or that's, you know?
Nobody's too old to try anything they want to do.
Okay.
Some people may not like tapping, so they don't have to do that. They can do something else they like. Just, if you find something that you enjoy doing, do it.
Okay.
So try to do it. You might not succeed, but try it.
That's good advice.
And you can, even if you're feeling something, you've learned something.
Mm. That's good. That's good.
Okay?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think it's a good lesson for all of us, no matter how old or young we are. And what about people that say that life is over at you know, at a certain age, and that it's not, you know, you guys still have happy hours here, right, and dance parties. What do you say to somebody that says that that's, you know,
It's not supposed to be?
yeah, or that, you know, or they think that they're, you know, that that's not something that you want to do?
Well, you don't have to do it. If you live here and you don't have to do it, you can take the walking club, you can take there's a Bible class, there's a art class.
So there's something for everybody.
I take an art class on every Saturday, and when we first started, we were learning calligraphy. Now, who says that anybody at 94 or 93, when I started, can do calligraphy? I never thought I could try it, but I tried it, and it was, you know, it wasn't acceptable, but it was fun to try.
Sure.
And that's the thing, you have to be willing to try.
Gotcha. That's great. That's
So-
great. Well, I think that you're special and amazing and just a great inspiration. So
Thank you.
I think it's a rare thing to see, and it sounds like from the other people around here that you do a good job of being a good role model for life at this age, and that it's still, you're still living.
Yes. I think you live longer.
Oh, okay.
I think you live longer.
What do you what's still on your agenda? What have you yet to do?
I've got to finish my books.
What, tell me about the book.
Well, I started them when we were traveling in the motorhome, and I would keep a journal, and I made over 100 of them, of our trips. And I still have a couple of drawers full of material
Okay.
to finish the rest of the trips.
So you got to keep on having some fun so you can keep finishing your project.
Right.
Good. So, okay, well, I think this was wonderful. Thank you so much for talking to me today.
I enjoyed every minute.